What's up, everybody? It's Furin here, and today we have our second video in our new account series. And I'm going to do just a quick update. This is now 3 weeks into playing this account, and we've made some crazy progression over these last 3 weeks, man. I hadn't played very much with the Abyssal Dungeons, and now that I'm farming them, it just feels like such a difference, especially after the buff from farming the B12s, just a short while ago. So we've had two main focuses over the last 3 weeks. We spent about a week and a half farming Steel Fortress to get some baseline artifacts, both for Siege and for RTA. And we have been farming Giants the last about week and a half. And boy, we are sacking Giants so hard. So I'll show you some of the cool stuff we've gotten. Most importantly, I was looking to find just some good left side artifacts for my main units that I'm playing in RTA. So we did pick up a new left side for Lora. It's not super incredible, but it is 3 additional lines with high additional speed, and it's purple quality. Again, this is not the super highest, but at least it's something that's pretty decent. We got a really nice left side for Han with 3 additional lines and an additional or own turn CD with high rolls and add by attack. We also got this kinky artifact with 16 additional damage by attack. I need to gem something on here, probably the first line off. And I think those are the main ones. We got a lot of filler stuff. I don't know if we have anything like equipped right now on the fire side, but we got some things for like a future Juno artifact, Carnal, and things like that we really need. And I think we got a couple other light ones that are okay. This is kind of weird to have on him. But yeah, filling in some very basic artifacts, and we actually got most lucky in filling in our like minus elements. So this is super important for Siege. It's still used some in RTA, but for example, getting these minus Ellie's, I actually was able to get a minus 20% in all combinations or higher of minus Ellie in just like a week and a half of farming Abyssal Steel Fortress, which is really incredible. I probably had some on the account before that I didn't really pay attention to, but for the most part, the artifacts are pretty low quality on this account. Um, and I'll show in just a minute what I'm farming Steel Fortress with. I think we found a pretty cool safe team that I'll just really briefly highlight. Yeah, so let's go look at that. All right, so here's the Steel Fortress team we've been running. It's not the fastest team, but it's pretty fast and it's consistent. So I'll show you here. Basically, it's swift damage dealer sets on the Dark Vampire Lord and the Lauren. We randomly have Revenge on her, but it doesn't matter. We have Brandia on Rage Will. We have a Violent set on Ling Ling for more strip chances, and then we just have a 205 Tick Lucian. It's a little faster than it needs to be with some damage dealt on and skill 3 damage here. We're basically just trying to one-shot the waves with Lucian moving in front of the main damage dealer Brandia, kind of like the old GB12 Lucian, but this actually is quite easier. And we have Will is on the Brandia in case the Ling Ling procs so that the boss doesn't stun. And what should happen here is we have 2 units move, and then Lucian goes, he clears waves. Then we will end up having Brandia hopefully just one-shotting the mid-boss here with attack buff, which is pretty easy. Let's see if Lucian gives us the right AI for a second wave in a row, and we get that. Very nice. And then I kind of thought when I built this team that Brandy would just like one shot here. I don't have the best runes on her. We actually got lucky in that we had the Ling Ling proc to like got a double strip and got the defense buff off. It usually doesn't happen. And so we did do a lot of damage here. We probably would have one shot the boss with Brandy if we had a little bit of runes on her, but that gave us a 32-second run. It's usually not that fast. Usually we end up needing to actually cycle into a second set of Brandia skills because we end up hitting the S3 into a defense buffed boss. But luckily her being fire means that she gets glanced on by the boss a lot, and her S2 helps her cycle back into that skill 3 again very quickly. And when we built all these units, we looked for a little bit of EHP on them so that especially like the Vampire Lord can help get that vampire buff up, and so Brandia can sustain herself, and we're not going to end up wiping here. So you can see this run, the Brandia didn't, I don't even think she S3'd there, but I missed it. But we definitely didn't kill, and we're going to have to go back into a couple more moves. We see the Brandia gets the S2 that helps cycle her, and then I think this next attack that she has up, she's going to have that S3, and it's going to finish off the boss. Boss does something scary there. Yeah. And so this is, oh gosh, no attack buff, so it didn't even kill. But this is like the kind of brawling out at the end. Most runs end up being something like this. And this ended up being 57. But I see a lot of 30s. I see a lot of like 45s. And it ends up averaging somewhere in like the 40-45 second range. But that's the team. All right, coming back to runes, I said that I had done some artifact farming. We showed you some artifacts. I showed you the team. And then I'm just going to show you I had the most insane week in Giants. I think I definitely got some luck, got some almost huge upgrades that are still good upgrades, but not quite as big as they could have been. And it really came down to actually hitting like 5 really good runes this week. So we were able to bring the Escher top set. Um, this was plus 208, I think, last week. We were able to bring this Escher top set up by 8 speed, which is incredible in just a week. And it was basically 2 runes, or actually 3 runes here. So we got this rune here, which is just a 23 base triple, which is really nice. I misclicked on a grind, and we ended up getting a 10 on a 7 base here with the gem, which is really sad, but still, I think I had just like a 22 base here, so this was a small upgrade. And then we got our first quad speed that I rolled on this account. We got a 26 base on a flat rune, so roll your flats, people. So it's really nice. I think the best slot 4 that I had was like a 23 base. And then we also hit a 24 perfect purple rune on slot 3. So the 3 of these made out for a really, really nice upgrade to the Swift set. And then just in like the last 48 hours, we got a couple more runes, and I threw them all in this Kabila I wanted to rune for Special League. And except for this slot 5 and the slot 2, we actually just got all of these very, very recently, like the last day or two. So I just rolled earlier today. This was a sad quad, but still 24 base. Really, really nice. It's not quite as good because we have a lot of dead stats. I'll probably put HP percent over the CD for a gem here, and we'll have the flat HP, the defense percent up here in res. But on a booster rune, it's nice to get both the HP and the defense grindable, and potentially like an accuracy crit rate roll, because we want to be able to use this on like an Ethna or a Sonya eventually. So having those other stats is really nice. And actually, now that I'm saying that, maybe we keep the CD and say screw res because we might want to use it on one of those units. But um, yeah, so missing like the extra stats on who they want, and it sucks that the last roll I went from 20 speed to 24. Having this be like 25 or 26 would have been really nice, but still no complaints. And then we actually a couple days ago got this too, and this was a quad roll as well at 24, which is crazy. And this actually has like the subs we want, and innate. It's not that useful in its defense main, which isn't ideal, but again, 24 base, we don't complain. And then I just rolled this, which is another flat rune with 24 base on Swift. So again, roll your flats. We're going to grind this out, and this is going to be part of a secondary Swift set for sure that we'll use in RTA. And then we also just got like a nice high triple, so pretty sweet. A couple other notable things that we got recently, which have been really, really crazy, is we got the 2 most insane reapps just in like the weekly reapps for ancient runes. We got this rune, which I farmed out the Alunia raid for, this is also 24 base quad. We hit the defense gem. We got a legend gem while farming Alunia. We got 14%, which is really high. We'd like to grind the defense a little bit more, but we'll wait for a purple grind for that. And then this account, one thing that I'm really lacking is accuracy slot 6s. And so I was reapping an ancient slot 6 here, and this is 21 base, which is not incredibly high. I think this got a roll in flat attack as well. Yeah, we did. But still, it's kind of like quad grindable. We have a roll in flat attack, so when it's grinded out, it feels almost like an attack percent roll. And having all the stats on here make this a really nice rune as well. And I think there was one more really cool rune that we farmed. Oh yeah. Let's go here, just obtained, and look at here. We also got a 22 base intangible that we haven't gemmed yet. You can see this is like 10 runes ago. So Giants has just been paying us off. We're able to get these Swift units up a little bit faster. We're able to get a little more depth to build some secondary Swift units. And this, I think, is one of the biggest things that I'm really missing in the account. So next season, we really want to try and run a Swift Veronica, potentially on Will. We'll see how that goes. That's tuned in front of Lora on our fastest Violent. I'm really hoping that when we get some gems and grinds, we can get this lore out to be closer to like 300 speed. It lets you play a lot of things in RTA where you can like potentially with speed lead outspeed Swift units. Think about playing into Robos where Lore being able to get the S3 with the double buffs up before Robo can try and spin on you. Because they're running like a plus 200 Swift set and you're like around the same speed on Vio and you have a lead difference. So that's really sweet. And then really want this is a terrible Swift set right now, but want to have the depth to be able to have like 3 Swift units ruined that are pretty good. So Escher will probably run with the top Swift set. I want to run either Ethna or Sonya, depending on how the runes lie and what I think I can do. And then we're hoping we can get a Veronica that's not going to be like speed contesting, but fast enough to be tuned in front of the fastest Vio on Lora, which is actually pretty hard. And then again, ideally like somewhere in the like 305 to 310 speed range, which actually she has decent base, so that shouldn't be too bad. So that's the rest of the ideal runes there for the Swifts. So we're going to be staying in Giants, I think, for another week or two. I mean, if we keep up the pace that we've had over the last couple of days, we'll be out real quick. But looking to get those bases up so we can, or the base speeds on the Swift runes, so that we can go just farm R5 and get our Swift sets good enough to do some RTA. Yeah, and so that's it for the account update. We're doing Special League right now. I've been playing Wings for fun. We're kind of in high C1. We'll probably end up trying to push C3 finish just to get some stars in the account since we've never done this before. Maybe we'll push for G1. We'll see. I think it's definitely doable. G1 on Special League seems pretty easy. But we're mostly just focused on continuing to build the account, starting to make some siege dupes and prep for the siege season, and set up the runes for pushing in normal RTA next season. All right, and that's it for this update. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.